good with it? In the hood with it? Welcome back to the Collective Clips, where you already know we get it, oof, oof, Tongan style today. We get it in, right? But before we get it in, let's hit the like and subscribe button. Put your notification bell on all, so that way you're directing the direction of the dope content I'm kicking. And today, and just today, we're going to go, woo-sa, right? Roman Reigns style. He's Samoan, but fuck it. Tongan, Samoan, it's all the same to me. Just Tongans are a little bit crazier. Now, trip out on this, right? What's up to all the Usos and all the Tokos out there? You guys been waiting on this one, man. Super Toko Part 2, man. And I'm going to tell you right now, we went on one wild adventure, one crazy Tongan mission, right? And I'll tell you right now, there were some dogs barking. There were some Samoans yelling. There were some asses getting whooped. This is real shit, right? I didn't do none of the ass whooping, but I observed quite a lot, right? And got hit a few times. So anyways, man, Super Toko Part 2, we're back, man. So trip out. You guys know all about my neighbor. Well, actually, it was my mother's neighbor who ended up becoming a mass murderer, right? But prior to that, or maybe during that time, I used to fuck with him from time to time. So I'd go over there, chill. Now, he had a crazy brother. Like, for those of you that tap in with Super Wood, I'll tell you about Roach Brother. What you gonna do, Mean Gene? Excuse me, what you gonna do, Woods, when a Wood knocks you and tells you Wood night? But what are you really gonna do when a Tongan does it? I'll tell you what you're going to do. Not a goddamn thing. You know, because you're going to be getting choked to sleep. They don't play, right? So he had this crazy brother, reminded me of Roach. Skinny, sucked up, methed out the game. Just always working on fucking cars that never ran. He had like 6 cars in the front of his brother's house. Just, he'd go from car to car. He'd take Camaro parts and put them on Fords, right? Vato was crazy. Nah. If you don't know, Toks, it's going to run, Toks. It's going to run. Again, man, he was another one of those guys that was FOB, was fresh off the boat, right? So this guy would be nuts, right? He'd be up fucking for 98 hours straight, and he'd come across the street. You got a spark plug, Toks? I'm like, for what? Oh, because I can't get in this car, Toks, and I need to break the window so I can get in the car, Toks, right? I'm like, is it your car, though? It don't fucking matter if it's my car. I need to get into it. So if you got a spark plug, I'm going to get into it, Toks, right? I'm like, why are you calling me Toks? I'm from Dead End Lokes, right? So anyways, I'd fuck with him tough. He was crazy, but he was hella solid and loyal, right? You hungry? You hungry? He always said hungry, right? I'd be like, yeah, I'm hungry. He'd be like, I'll be right back. I got something in the back. He lived like in a shack in the back of his brother's pad, right? I'll be right back. And I swear to you, I don't know exactly to what degree of what was Haitian shit was going on back there, but I'd hear, arr, dogs barking and shit. And then he'd come back around. He'd be like, I got you. Fucked up ass sandwich, right? And I'll just say, man, that I distinctly remember 3 pit bulls, and then I seen 2. So I might have had not only tacos, but maybe a Subway sandwich as well, dog, right? But whatever. You know, it's all, I'll tell you right now, some of my Tongan partners, besides these guys, which I'll be talking about in the future, the dog meat was different. I'm just going to say, I'm not saying they all do it, but I'm saying they did it, right? So anyways, I'd kick it with him. So one day he comes across the street, hey, dogs, yeah, you want to go with us? And I'm like, well, who's go where? He was like, we're going fishing. I was like, hell yeah, I want to go fishing. Let me get my fishing gear. I got to go to my pad real quick, get it, and I'll slide back through, right? Because I was at mom's house helping him and shit. And so he's like, okay. So I go, right? And I got my fishing gear, and his brother goes, what are you doing, Toko? Right? His brother was the Super Toko. He wasn't. He was Tweaker Toko, right? He was Super Toko was like, what are you doing, Toko? I was like, he's real mellow, quiet, mean, and killer, right? I was like, we're going fishing, right? Your brother said we're going fishing. We're not going fishing for fish. We're going fishing for a Samoan. I said, what? A Samoan. There was a Samoan who bumped me, right? And I was like, aw, fuck, right? This motherfucker got into a straight Rakishimo. He was about to do the stink face, right? He was like, woo, sa. I said, all right. So he's like, you want to go? I'm like, yeah. He's like, jump in. I said, which one of these cars? And Tweaker Toko was like, it doesn't matter what car. It doesn't matter. Any car. Any car, Toko, right? I was like, okay, shit. The BMW right there looks decent. He's like, nah, you're riding with me. The other Toko said, right? So I'm like, this guy didn't have a car. He had a golf cart, right? So I jumped in that motherfucker. He's like, put your seatbelt on. Wasn't no seatbelt, right? That motherfucker took off 100 miles an hour. I'm riding around the neighborhood in the golf cart with Uso, or Toko. I say Uso, though, it's the same shit to me. His hair's flowing in the wind. He's got these fucking dark ass shades on. He's just mobbing. Big old dude. He barely fits. I'm hanging out of the car. Let's go, right? Let me go. I got my fishing pole still in the back of his fucking golf cart. So anyways, it's about evening time, right? So we pull up these 3 other big Tongans come in a minivan, right? And they come with Tweaker Tok. And he's like, all right, look, this is what we're going to do. I know this guy. I'm going to bring him out here. We're going to beat him up. We're going to get his money, right? I was like, oh, man, I thought we were going fishing. The guy said, we are going fishing. We're going fishing for my money. I said, all right. So this was the Tongan mission, right? Didn't work out. So Tweaker Toko goes up there. Hey, Tok. Hey, Uso Tok. Right? And I've always been under the assumption Samoans and Tongans don't really get along. But these guys were cool because they were family. You know, there's a lot of Tongan Samoans that are somewhere, they're intermarried. So anyways, this was his fucking family member, right? That we're going to go kill, obviously, right? So he knocks on his door, trying to get a hold of him. His chick comes out. Now, okay, you see the guy, the big guy doing this on the thumbnail? His chick looked like that, but with a nose ring, right? So she comes out. What you want, Oos? He was like, hey, where's your old man at? And she was like, he ain't here. And she's hella like calm, but she looks like she'll hit you in the head with a piece of Spam if you act stupid, right? And so the Vault's like, hey, tell him we came by. No, don't tell him we came by. Just, I'm telling you we came by. And I'm like, and his brother's like, let me go handle this Toko, right? And I'm like, all right, I'm cool. And that's one thing about the Polynesians, man. They call you Uso, they call you Toko, but it's out of respect, right? And how, I'm calling my mom's like, Mom, I'm texting her like, get me away from these fucking Polynesians, right? What am I doing over here with these guys? How did I end? I just wanted to go fishing and catch a catfish. Now I'm about to catch a murder case, right? Please help me, right? So we go, he goes off talking to the lady. The lady's like scared of him, right? Because he's fucking real. He looks like the Undertaker. Dum, dum, right? And he goes mobbing up. And he talks to her real calmly, like, hey, tell your man I came by and I'm going to choke him to death, right? And she's like, oh, shit. So she goes to call her old man or whatever, right? So we leave. And I'm like, where are we going to go? He's like, we're going to go out here by the river. I said, oh, it's cool. We're going to go fishing and shit. He's like, nah, you can fish if you want. We're going to wait till it's dark and we're going to go back and we're going to get my money, right? And I'm like, ah. So I'm like, hey, bro, I can walk from here. I'm like 10 miles from my pad. I can walk from here, right? And Tweaker Toko's like, nah, man, it's going to be cool. Don't worry. You're not going to have to do nothing. You're not even going to be involved. Me and you were going to take off down the street because there's a pull-out stereo that I said, oh, no, he's talking 1,000,000 miles an hour. He's out there smoking the peas all like, dogs. Right? And I'm like, oh, no, right? The other 3 Samoans or Tongans are just big for nothing. They're just big because they are born that way, right? They haven't spoken one word. They haven't looked in my direction. One of them took his glasses off. He was cross-eyed, so he was looking in every direction. I was like, damn, this is like a real life, like a movie. I can only imagine how they do it on the island of Tonga, right? They're that motherfucker like, get it, right? So I'm like, oh, no, here we go. And it's all respects. So we pull back up to that dude's pad. And Super Toko's like, okay, this is what we're going to do. You and Tokes are going to go that way. Tokes and Tokes, you're going to go that way. Other Tokes, cross-eyed Tokes, you're coming this way, right? And I'm like, well, that's a lot of Tokes, right? Right? So what am I going to do? And what the fuck does it mean? At that time, I didn't even know what Tokes meant. So anyways, I'm like, all right, so I'm chilling right there and I got my fishing pole in my hand. I don't want to leave it because that's like the only weapon I have. So I figure if worst comes to worst, I could at least fucking, fish whip them. So I'm waiting right there, and biggest fucking Samoan I done seen ever since Jeff. Jeff was big, but this was a big old Samoan, right? He comes to the door. What you want, Oos? Toko's like, calm down, Tokes. And now he starts going into like a grovelly voice. He sounds like Shrek when he gets mad. I want my fucking money, donkey, right? He's like, I want my money. And someone's like, I don't have your money. I have it tomorrow. I don't have your fucking money, Oos, right? And when Polynesians get together, their dialect comes out. See, when they talk to me, he talks like American. Like, nah, Tokes, it's cool. And then when he talks to him, he's like, I want my fucking money, right? So they're arguing back and forth in Samoan and Tongan. And I'm sitting there like, wow, what am I doing around these people? Yes, I said these people. I'm keeping it real, right? Islanders move differently, right? Like I said, it's when you move with them, it's a Hawaiian breeze. So anyways, all of a sudden, Toko just goes with the fucking biggest haymaker. And in slow motion, he goes, it sounds kind of like fucking when my primo goes, my shit's bone dry, see? He just goes, and he hits that fucking Samoan in the forehead. Boom! And that Samoan just takes it like, and he's like, you don't fucked up, right? All right? Have you ever seen a Samoan and a Tongan fight? It's like sumo wrestling, but with big hair, right? They're getting their hands in their hair. Don't put my hair, Tokes. Don't put my hair, Oos. No, don't put my hair, Oos, right? And they're going at it. Hey, and that fucking Tongan dude picked that dude up in a real life body slam and slammed him like he was Andre the Giant. Like when Hulk Hogan pressed him in front of 93,000 fans at the Sylviac Potterdome, brother. Or the Pontiac Silverdome, however the fuck you say it. He picked him up and he slammed him on his fucking forehead. Again, that motherfucker bounced off his fucking bounceable forehead, jumped up and said, you gotta come better than that, Uso, right? I ain't your Uso. So you had a Tongan and a Samoan chunking it. Well, Tweaker Tongan runs over there, right? Hey, leave my brother alone, dogs. Leave my... Okay, that's between you two. That's between you two, bruh. Brother. That's between... That fool was like, brother. Hey, he went from saying dogs to brother the rest of the night, right? He got the dogs knocked out of him. He was brother for the rest of the night. He's like, scoot over, brother. Let me sit down over here. Because I'm sitting down. I'm leaning down like, hey, bro, what happens if the Samoan wins or other dudes come? What do we do? He was like, we handle our business. I said, but this is none of my business. Nah, brother, our business is your business, brother. Right? So the Tongan starts getting him. Boom, boom, boom. This fool's old lady comes out. And I don't know if it's called the Samoan chop, but she starts chopping him. Ata, atas, oof, 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 atas, right? Hey, the kids are coming out, little big kids too, bigger than me. The Samoans just throwing, the Tongans throwing them off. Get out of here, dogs, right? So he makes the dude go get his money. Now, I've never seen a Samoan punked in my life or beat down like that, but this time he got it, right? So the Tongan gets his money. Okay. I'm like, are we leaving? Please say we're leaving. He walks back. He's like, this motherfucker says he's going to call his brothers. We going to wait right here. Rumble time. And I'm like, no, right? And I was like, all right, that's my cue to get the fuck away from these people forever, right? So I'm like, all right, brothers. And now I'm saying brother, right? All right, brothers, I'm going to get out of here, man. It was cool fishing with you guys. Yeah, it was cool, bro. He's like, shut up, brother. And he hands me $100 bill. I guess that's his way of looking out for me for going, even though I didn't do shit. But shit was going to get done. So anyways, he's like, ain't no one going nowhere, right? He's like, I know where you live. And I was like, he does know where mom's lives, man. He's always took her plates of food and shit, so I guess I owe him, right? So I sit there like, okay. And man, when I tell you, the Samoan SWAT team pulled up, Yokozuna, Rikishi, and all them motherfuckers. The Rock, Roman Reigns. I mean, just Samoans everywhere, right? And the Tokos were just right there posted. The three big Tokos, they hadn't moved still. The cross-eyed dude's still, he's looking at Samoans over here and black dudes over there. He's like, there's a couple black dudes with him, bro. It was nuts, right? Toko just walked up. He was like, what's up, dogs? What's up? What you guys, get something off your chest. How you feeling? And a big old Samoan, he was older. I remember he had a big ass Fu Manchu, was all gray. He's trying to be peaceful because Samoans are very peaceful people, right? So he's like, nah, brother, calm down, brother. What's the issue here? You come to my nephew's house. And one thing I noticed about the Samoans, they're all related. You come to my nephew's house and you disrespect, brother. Calm down. You Tokos and we're Samoans. We don't get along, but we're all islanders, brother. Polynesian. Man, if Big Tokes didn't say, he said, man, fuck you, your old ways and your tradition. Boom! This time this guy didn't have a bouncing forehead. That forehead split. And it was Samoan Tongan time. Okay, now look. Samoans are very big. They're bigger than Tongans. Very big, right? And if they get you, they squeeze you. Okay, but Tokos are wild. Okay, they're different. Tweaker Toko was in that motherfucker throwing kicks. He was doing some shit I ain't never seen him do before, unless it was a Ford F-150 broke down in the front of my yard. This motherfucker was bah, 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 bah. The chick was fighting. The kids were fucking biting people. I ain't even gonna lie, I got hit a couple times by the Tokos that I was with. Move, brother! Right? They're skipping off my head. I'm like, oh, fuck. I'm swinging I don't know what the difference between Samoans and Tongans at this point. I'm swinging the fishing pole at everyone, right? I just want to go home, man. I just want to go home, Moose. I ain't no Moose. I don't give a fuck. Right? Look, I took off walking. These motherfuckers fought for a good 10 minutes. So much that I took off walking and these black dudes was like, hey, look at, man, there's a whole bunch of islanders fighting. Them motherfuckers are crazy, right? By the time I walked around the block and I got lost, so I was like, fuck, man, I don't know how to get home. Like, really, we were way out in the cuts, right? Damn, I'm going to have to go back and just peek from behind the fence. And when they're done fighting, maybe I'll jump on the golf cart and just ride, By the time I went back, let me explain to you what the scene looked like, right? Broken bottles in the street, fucking dogs, right? Get the fucking Tongans away from us. And these motherfuckers all singing a song in the front, fucking drinking and shit. Hey, brother! All black, blue, fucked up. Dudes got choke marks. Dudes got handprint marks on their back. Big old handprint marks. And a big Toko's like, come on, brother. Come drink with us, right? He's drunk than motherfucker. I'm like, how did he get that drunk in that amount of time? I just walked around the street, right? They all kicked it. I ain't gonna lie, man. I got in and ate a couple more dog sandwiches. It was cool. But I'm going to tell you guys the truth here, man. That was the very, very, very last time I ever kicked it with that Toko. He was nuts. He used to invite me all the time. He'd be like, hey, brother, you want to go on a mission over here? I'm like, be real. Because he'd be like, hey, I'm going to go to Burger King. You want something? You can ride with me. A golf cart. Have you ever went to Burger King in a golf cart through the drive-thru? Do you know how many fucking bitches were staring at me? Do you know how many people were fucking making fun of me? Look at that say, little essay in the golf cart with a big old Uso. You know they're doing something strange for a piece of change, right? I want 4 Whoppers, right? 4 Whoppers, Stokes. Hey, brother, I want orange Fanta, brother, right? I'm like, oh, nah, man, I'm embarrassed like a motherfucker. He's like, what do you want? I'll take a rodeo burger, right? Fuck it, like she does, right? Anyways, that was pretty much the last time I kicked it with them. So I do got some more adventures with tweaker talks. I'm going to tell you one little thing right here. So they ended up dropping me out. Everything was cool, right? That night. So tweaker talks was, so I wanted to know, I didn't really know what was going on. So then I walked over the next day and his brother was gone. His brother mysteriously would go kill people, I guess. He would just be gone. So I went over there and I'm like, hey, what's up? He was like, hey, what's up, brother? He's like, hey, thank you, man, for having our back. We're forever indebted with you. And I was like, I didn't do shit. I just, the back of my head hurts from getting a motherfucking punch or two skipped off of it. And I was like, you want to go fishing? Like, for reals fishing? He was like, nah, brother, I don't even know how to fish. I was like, what? Right? So anyways, that's when he told me, he was like, nah, that's our cousins. Those are our family, distant family that owed money. And my brother wanted his money. And that's the way we do. We don't talk about it. We fight about it. And I was like, he's like, on the islands, we're warriors. And so he started giving me a little bit of the history. And he's actually the one tweaked out of his mind. So I don't know what to believe. But he's actually the one that told me the differences between Samoans and Tongans. Now, I was locked up with some Tongans out of state in prison, right? And these dudes were different. And I'm going to tell you about an incident where one dude got his whole fucking face smashed in with a weight. That one's coming sometime next week, man. So make sure you guys are on high alert for that one. And then the tweaker Toko fucking stories are going to keep on coming. That vato was crazy. Hey, wait till I tell you guys the story about when I gave him a ride to his old lady's house. And to this day, I can't even say old lady. Maybe old man. I don't know what that was. It was different. It was different. I got invited in. I said, hell nah. But hey, don't leave me, Toko. Don't leave me. I waited in the fucking front for 5 hours. This motherfucker's in there fucking whatever it was he was. And it was going like this. He started making sounds. I was like, oh, these motherfuckers in there wrestling or something, right? Want to wrestle? Anyways, man, quietly as it's kept, Big Super Toko is now out of the way, man. I hope, truly, if he did do all this shit that they're accusing him of doing, then I guess he's got all day, every day he's on Diddy time. But I don't know, man. Like I said, when I first heard about it, when moms told me about it, like, hey, did you hear what happened? And, and then she told me, I was like, nah, how am I going to hear what happened? I don't talk to his brother anymore. His brother ended up doing a long time as well. They were just different. Like I said, most islanders are very calm, cool, collect, respectful people. But when they're on drugs or you're on their bad side, they'll sing to you and then they'll swing on you. Right? It's just what it is. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed Super Toko Part 2. I got Tweaker Toko coming up. I got many other supers. And the brothers, man, I got a black dude got at me the other day. He was like, damn, man, you do Usos, you do Tongans, you do whites, you do Northerners, Southerners. What's up with the brothers? We can't get no love, right? Well, listen here, brother, right? What you gonna do when Superwood takes me to a party with his old lady who was black? Don't tell nobody, right? And I meet her brother, Super Crip. Oh, and he runs wild on you. I'm going to tell you the whole story, man, and nothing but the story is coming up. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you for all the support that I've been getting with the series. If you guys want me to drop more supers, then definitely hit a 1. Leave a comment, man. I appreciate you guys. Like, subscribe if you're not, man. The stories are funny, but they're all true, factual, actual based, and real, man. I got so many more supers coming up. I got supers growing out of my ears. I got fucking octopus growing out of my ears. You know what that's like, man? Do you know what it is to have the fucking wash your shoes falling off your feet? You don't, but if you do, then you know what it is, man. The gun is going to keep you stacked and macked. It just is what it is. Shout out to Super Toko if he's doing time. What I really need to do is, I don't know his name, but my mom does know his old lady. Maybe I'll get his name, send him a little $10 or something for utilizing him in these videos. Or should I do 20? I don't know. It's when he's pushing it. He'll be like, Dogs, $10. Yeah, now I can get soups. I got him, man. Thumbs up or thumbs down. Heavy's going to be the head that wears the crown. I'm going to continue to strive, struggle, and strive for what I truly and really believe in, and that's the betterment of all people. I tell these stories with nothing but the utmost respect to the Usos, the Polynesian people, man. Some of the greatest people I ever met. I'll give them the shirt off my back. The gun.